Generally, I'm not one to proselytize, but there is something I want to share just in case I ever do drop dead and these videos suddenly stop. Why do I believe in God? Because there is so much beauty in the world. Let me elaborate. It was such a strange experience. Earlier in the week, I was standing in my doctor's office asking for a walk-in appointment. I had to say to the receptionist, I think I had a small heart attack yesterday. At that point, I was feeling just fine, and I am today, but I do want to get checked out and do whatever I can to take care of myself. Since I was feeling well at that point, they decided to schedule me to come in 2 days later for an appointment. At that appointment, they did an EKG, and my doctor consulted remotely with a cardiologist. As expected, this doctor's visit was just going to be a ticket to go see a specialist. My first stop will be a stress test, but the earliest they could schedule that would be 2 weeks out, and that hasn't happened yet. After that, it'll be maybe another month before I can see the actual cardiologist. I assume that if there's anything serious on my stress test, they will get me into the cardiologist sooner. The EKG indicated 2 possible problems with my heart: an incomplete right bundle branch block and a left anterior vascular block. The good news is, by themselves, these things aren't really serious. In fact, they may need no intervention at all, but they may be indicators of a more serious underlying condition. Thoughts and prayers are welcome. Of course, I'll give you updates in future videos as I know more. What I want to do now is walk you through exactly where I was and what I was doing during this cardiac event. I was here on the north side of our property when it happened. I wasn't doing anything really strenuous, just scouting a possible new path through the backwoods. So really, just kind of walking around. I mean, that shouldn't trigger anything in my opinion. Right here is where I actually was when it started. My first thought was food poisoning. If you've ever had food poisoning, you know how overwhelming and debilitating it can be. The gut pain and feeling of being sick just came on really fast and strong. One thing that I knew for sure is that I wanted to get back inside the house. As I'm walking up here, I'm starting to feel a little lightheaded. As I'm walking up this hill, I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to be sick again. The last time I had food poisoning, I was completely incapacitated for a whole day and couldn't do much of anything the next day. About here, close to an access path that cuts through the middle of our backwoods, the pain became much more of a burning sensation in my chest. I was taking the shortest route back to our house. This path cuts through the woods right behind our house. because I felt so lightheaded and I needed to catch my breath, I had to kneel on the ground a few times on my way back. By the time I got here in the open, crossing our lawn, I had the stupid thought that if somebody saw me right now, they might think I was having a heart attack. I was probably white as a sheet, clutching my chest and walking with difficulty towards the house. The stupid thing is, I could not and did not believe I was actually having a heart attack. I mean, I knew I was not going to die. I have too much to do and too much purpose left in life. I felt like I just needed to get inside and lay down to start feeling better. Laying down did not make me feel any better. The gut pain was gone, but the burning chest pain was worse. It was like a big vertical cylinder, and the pain felt like it went all the way through to my back. I just could not find a position where it was easier for me to breathe or to get any more comfortable at all. My wife came downstairs later when she heard my groans of pain. We were this close to calling an ambulance, and we probably should have. Again, I didn't think I was going to die, and other than some sharp bouts of nausea, I wasn't getting any worse. Wendy gave me a baby aspirin, and a little while later, I did feel fine again. I pretty much stayed in bed the rest of that Sunday. This happened on a Sunday when my doctor's office was closed. And then Monday, I went in to try and see my doctor. Why did I have a cardiac event? Wendy hates it when I try to speculate about things without having all the facts. But speculation is a very human thing to do. We use what experience we have and try to get an intuitive grasp on something, then use imagination to push forward beyond what we know. I have had trouble with my asthma since moving here to Missouri, and it wouldn't surprise me if that accumulated stress has affected my heart a bit. We'll know more later. My doctor has said it's a good idea for me to keep taking a baby aspirin on a daily basis, and I was duly admonished for not calling that ambulance. Generally, I'm not one to proselytize, but there is something I want to share just in case I ever do drop dead and these videos suddenly stop. Why do I believe in God? Because there is so much beauty in the world. Let me elaborate. You can believe in science and a creator at the same time. Evolution, for instance. If God created everything, he could have created evolution to form who we are. But evolution, just by itself, selects for very specific adaptive pressures. It would make sense that we would evolve to find each other beautiful, to help ensure procreation. But there would be no need to find beauty in literally everything else too. Beauty in the world suggests for me the existence of God. There was something strange about the timing of my recovery. Let me paint you a picture. I'm laying on the bathroom floor with my bathrobe wadded up as a pillow. Remember the sharp bouts of nausea? I just didn't want to get too far away from the toilet. Anyway, it was right at the moment when I was considering sharing this experience as a YouTube video that I started to feel better. And not just share my story, but share these thoughts about God as well. I recovered almost as fast as I had become ill. Maybe this is the right time to share this story and these thoughts. Maybe you were the one meant to see this. If this speaks to you, please let me know in the comments and share a link to this video with someone who might find it interesting. I'm Brian from Simple Moon Farm. Thanks for watching. Remember, your dreams are closer than the moon. Thanks for taking this trip around the moon with us.